So LeBron James has stated that he loves Michael Jordan. He claims that he is a basketball historian, but it might surprise you who he puts as his number 2 favorite player to watch. Now, here's what he said. According to ESPN The Magazine, I watch Jordan more than anybody, for sure. But I'll watch tapes of AI, too, as in Allen Iverson. I don't take anything from Iverson. Well, I do. His will. They say he was 6 feet, but AI was like 5'10 and a half. Do we even want to say 160? 170 pounds? Do we even want to give him that much weight? And he played like a 6'8" 2 guard. He was one of the greatest finishers we've ever seen. You can never question his heart, ever. He gave it his all. AI was like my second favorite player growing up after MJ. Bold. It seems pretty bold, but you know what? How old is LeBron now? 27, I believe.
He's like our age, right?
Yeah, so like I'm 25.
I'm 26.
You're 26. I mean, so we grew up with AI. I remember having this conversation with JR.
Yeah.
I had the AI sneakers.
Dude, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, like,
Reeboks?
we
Of
all
course,
did.
man,
Yeah,
of
we all
course.
loved Iverson. I had an Iverson Philadelphia 76ers jersey.
There
I
you
mean,
go, man.
I can understand where LeBron is coming from.
Yeah.
But should people say, you know what, why is Iverson his second favorite player growing up?
I don't know. I mean, dude, my second favorite player growing up was Kerry Kittles. And like,
Kerry
I'm not saying he
Kittles.
was the second best. He might have been my first
New
favorite
Jersey
player, actually.
Net.
I had a throwback Nets Kerry Kittles jersey.
So-
No, man, I love Allen Iverson. He was a ton of fun to watch. And frankly, I have far more vivid memories, I think just maybe that's our age, is of watching AI than I do of Jordan. I mean,
I remember watching Jordan in like, granted I was only 7 years old, but I remember being with my parents and my family watching the finals games and seeing Jordan, you know, from like, I would say my vivid memories are from 95 on. Do critics have a point in saying, you know, why is Iverson his second favorite? If he's a basketball historian, what about Dr. J? What about Wilt Chamberlain, Larry Bird?
Yeah, I mean, he
Magic Johnson.
grew up in the AI era. You know, it's like me saying my second favorite player ever is Wilt Chamberlain. I've never seen him play. I've seen YouTube highlights of him.
Right.
And I haven't seen his stats, but like, I
mean, you know who one of my favorite players is?
Who's that?
Pistol Pete Maravich.
There you go.
I wasn't old enough to watch him play on the telly. I mean, I didn't see any of that stuff going on. However, I can get to the internet and I could see basically all of his amazing passes. Here's what he said about MJ. I think the greatest thing about Michael Jordan was that he was never afraid to fail. And I think that's why he succeeded so much, because he was never afraid of what anybody ever said about him. Never afraid to miss the game-winning shot. Never afraid to turn the ball over. Never afraid. I like that.
I like that
LeBron's
too.
winning people over.
LeBron doesn't necessarily, you know, he doesn't really play the same way. I mean, I think it's great. I think
No, he does not.
I mean, you see, LeBron will drive and dish on the last shot of the game, and oftentimes it works, and oftentimes it's the right play to make. But I think for a guy that I think is very concerned with his image and, you know, how he's perceived in terms of his toughness and all that.
Who would you put as your top 3 right now in 2013?
LeBron.
Yeah.
Is 1 for sure. Durant.
Yep.
2. 3.
See, this is the wild
3,
card.
there's like a group of guys that I think you could make a
Give me
pretty
like
good.
2 of them.
I would put Chris Paul.
Yes.
Is one of them.
Completely agree.
A healthy Russell Westbrook. I think statistically and in
Turns
terms
the
of
ball
what
over
he can
too
bring.
much and takes poor shots.
Yeah,
so
but
I'd put Chris Paul at 3 and then maybe Russell Westbrook at 4.
I
Did
think
I
Russell,
just
but
convince
they're
you?
right there.
Did I just convince
no,
you?
you didn't convince me.
Okay.
But I think Russell Westbrook can do things that Chris Paul can't. But I mean, like you said, he does turn the ball over. I think a healthy Derrick Rose is right there. I mean, there's that like group of point guards, and then who knows, man? Paul George steps his game up significantly this year. He's right in the mix.
He did in the playoffs, certainly.
Healthy Dwight Howard, you never know. But those 2 guys kind of separated themselves from the field.
I'm not sure I'd put Dwight Howard in the top 5, but I would definitely put him top 10.